My name is Amit Bhatt and I am extremely glad to see you again in my channel. So today, before I proceeding this lab, so today the Cisco has announcing a big change in certification programs on CCNA or CCNP. So it will effective from 23rd February 2020. So you can also check on Cisco websites for the new announcement. So let's configure this lab. So in this lab, I have to configure the network as follows. First, we have three different tasks to configure. First, we have to configure the interface 0/1 to take an IP address from DHCP server from outside interface, means an ISP router gives the IP address to router 1. So we set as DHCP. And second task, we have to configure an DHCP server on router 1, which we have the network and default gateway and the DNS. We have to set that it will give an IP address to their internal hosts. So we have to configure an PAT on router 1 so that internal host can access an ISP's resources, means internet. So let's begin to configure an first task to configure an IP address via DHCP from your ISP. So we go to router 1 and we have to set, first of all, this is the host name, core router 1. So we have this core router 1, it's Ethernet 0/1, which is connected to an ISP. We have to configure that it will take an IP address from DHCP. So we have to, the command is IP DHCP IP address DHCP, and no shet. So as you see here, it will take an IP address 8.8.8.44. The DHCP server has assigned an IP address. ISP DHCP server has assigned an IP address to our core router 1 switch. So we go to an interface Ethernet 0/0, which is our inside interface connected. So we have to set an IP address according to our lab 10.1.1.254 and 255.255.255.0. So we set the IP address in Ethernet 0/0, no shet. So the IP addresses are configured in the router. So we check here Ethernet 0/, which is connected to our internal, and that is inside, that is 10.1.254, and then outside it will take an IP address from DHCP. So let's begin. We have to complete the first task, and now we go to second task to configure the IP address via DHCP to clients in your network. So we have to configure a router as a DHCP server. So we first exclude an IP address from the net pool. First of all, we have to DHCP exclude addresses 10.1.1.200 to 10.1.1.254. These addresses are not allocated to any host, so we exclude these IP addresses from the pool. And we have to configure now pool, DHCP pool. We have to give the name pool, and name is LAN, pool LAN. So we have now here give the network, which have to network 10.1.1.0 and the subnet mask 255.255.255.0. We create a pool of this subnet mask and this IP address scheme, and we have to give the default gateway is the router's IP address 254 as per the lab. So and the DNS A.A.A.10. So the second task we have to complete. Now we go to third task to configure the pool, which is very important, so that with the help of this uh, internal host can access the internal servers using PAT. Without this, it cannot able to access an internet or outside resources to our network. So I will show you first of all it will take IP DHCP. It will take an IP address from an router. So first of all, show IP interface brief. So here it will take an IP address 10.1.1.3 and core router 1 assign an IP address to the PC1. So first of all, it will not ping to the external servers. It will not ping to the external server 1. So let's check before doing the PAT configuration. I will show you that. Here we are not able to access an outside resources of server 1. So let's go to the core router to configure a third task to configure a PAT. So first of all, we go to interface Ethernet 0/1, which is an outside. First of all, we go to interface Ethernet 0/0 and set an IP NAT. This is our inside network, so we can set first IP NAT inside. So it will create a virtual interface. Here you have to see here line protocol of interface NV10. That's a virtual NVI 10, NVI 0. Here you see. Now we go to interface Ethernet 0/1. So IP NAT outside. We have tell the router that this is our inside interface and this is our outside interface. So we both the inside NAT inside, IP NAT outside. We set the interfaces that we tell the router that this is our inside interface Ethernet 0/0 and this is our outside interface Ethernet 0/1. Now we go to first create an small access list. So show IP access list. We have to put in here. We have to create a standard access list. So we give the name 10 and permit any. So now we go to and configure a NAT. So IP NAT inside source list 10, which we create here access list 10, and the interface we have to set the which is what's our outside interface, that is 0/1, and this keyword is used for PAT, port address translation overload in the router. So we hit the enter. So we done the third task. Let's go to test this, so whether it is working or not. So we go to PC1 to access the same resources from internet. So here you see we are able to access the outside resources. Here we have to see the A.A.20, we receive a reply from the server. If we go to another server A.A.30, so we are also able to access that server as well. So we go to 4 to check. Now we go to PC2 and IP DHCP to take an IP address from router 1. Yeah, router 1 can give an IP address, assign an IP address 10.1.1.4 to this PC2, and let's do pinging to that outside servers. Yeah, this is also able to access an outside resources. So in this video we have to configure these labs according to our lab. I hope this video is informative for you. I like to thank you for viewing.